The stranger, taking his change from the assistant bartender, laughed. "Yes," said he, "you have seen me before. Often, I should think. Do you mean to say you don't know where?" "Nope," said Jones. He had acquired a few American idioms. "I'm clear out of my reckoning. Are you an American?" "No, I'm English," replied the other. "This is very curious. You don't recognize me. Well, well, well. Let's sit down and have a talk. Maybe recollection will come to you. Give it time. It is easier to think sitting down than standing up." Now, as Jones turned to take his seat at the table indicated by the stranger, he noticed that the barkeeper and his assistant were looking at him as though he had suddenly become an object of more than ordinary interest. The subtlety of human facial expression stands unchallenged, and the faces of these persons conveyed the impression to Jones that the interest he had suddenly evoked in their minds had in it a link with the humorous. When he looked again, however, having taken his seat, they were both washing glasses with the solemnity of undertakers. "I thought those guys were laughing at me," said Jones. "Seems I was wrong, and all the better for them. Well, now let's get to the bottom of this tangle. Who are you, anyway?" "Just a friend," replied the other. "I'll tell you my name presently, only I want you to think it out for yourself. Talk about yourself, and then maybe you'll arrive at it. Who are you?" "Me?" cried Jones. "I'm Victor Jones, of Philadelphia. I'm the partner of a skunk by name of Stringer. I'm the victim of a British government that doesn't know the difference between tin plate and Harveyized steel. I'm a man on the rocks." The floodgates of his wrath were opened and everything came out, including the fact of his own desperate position. When he had finished, the only remark of the stranger was: "Have another." "Not on your life," cried Jones. "I ought to be making tracks for the consul or somewhere to get my passage back to the States. Well, I don't know. No, no more cocktails. I'll have a sherry, same as you." The sherry having been dispatched, the stranger rose, refusing a return drink just at that moment. "Come into the lounge with me," said he. "I want to tell you something I can't tell you here." They passed up the stairs, the stranger leading the way, Jones following, slightly confused in his mind but full of warmth at his heart and with a buoyancy of spirit beyond experience. Stringer was forgotten, the British government was forgotten, contracts, hotel bills, steerage journeys to the States, all these were forgotten. The warmth, the sumptuous rooms, and the golden lamps of the Savoy were sufficient for the moment, and as he sank into an easy chair and lit a cigarette, even his interest in the stranger and what he had to say was for a moment dimmed and diminished by the fumes that filled his brain, and the ease that lapped his senses. "What I have to say is this," said the stranger, leaning forward in his chair. "When I saw you here some time ago, I recognized you at once as a person I knew, but, as you put it, I could not place you. But when I got into the main hall a mirror at once told me. You are, to put it frankly, my twin image." "I beg your pardon," said Jones, the word image shattering his complacency. "Your twin, which do you say?" "Image, likeness, counterpart. I mean no offense. Turn around and glance at that mirror behind you." Jones did, and saw the stranger, and the stranger was himself. Both men belonged to a fairly common type, but the likeness went far beyond that. They were identical. The same hair and color of hair, the same features, shape of head, ears, and color of eyes, the same serious expression of countenance. Absolute likeness between two human beings is almost as rare as absolute likeness between two pebbles on a beach, yet it occurs, as in the case of M. de Joinville and others well known and confirmed, and when I say